Badass. Now I look like a space trucker.
Oh, you look like a space marine.
Speaking of which, I've been I finally got the Godzilla artwork from my room on that wall.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm looking into like this whole little section of the wall right here for just like Warhammer stuff. So I'm looking at doing like a Salamanders, Dark Angels, and then there's this cool like Dreadnought art piece, and like slowly just taking over that little strip right there.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, because I like Salamanders and Dark Angels.
You're a little salamander. You know that?
Thanks. I'm kind to mankind.
No, you're just lame.
No, salamanders are awesome.
Nah, you're super freaking lame.
They like specialize in like flames and shit like that. So like they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you, citizen," and then just like burn the fucking heretics, just light them ablaze and put them in piles. It's like, holy shit! Even the nice
Yeah.
people in fucking Warhammer are crazy.
No, yeah, I believe that. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
I've been reading a lot about the Imperial Guard and stuff like that. It's just like World War II, but with orcs. It's fucking awesome.
All right. Hey, JJ.
Hi,
We're
are we
streaming right
live?
now. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, yeah. I gotta send a link, motherfucker.
I'll send you this fucking link, dude.
Whoa, is that an allegory for your caca?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Let me tell you something. I tell you what.
I tell you what, boy.
I tell you what.
I tell you what, boy.
Post
I'll
this.
put it right in there. I'll put it right in your keister.
Ryan the Keister. Well, golly. Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't apologize.
I won't apologize. I won't apologize. I support Wayland Eutonics, okay? They've done nothing wrong to those fucking alien truckers, okay? Listen, we need the xenomorph. That's all I'm going to say about it. They need the xenomorph. The Nostromo incident was it. Can we come up with a conspiracy podcast where it's just set in the alien universe and it's just like conspiracy theories about the alien universe? Like,
yeah,
what
just
even is a xenomorph?
what even is this? What are they? There's a bunch of There's a bunch of malarkey.
It's a bunch of liberal propaganda. They're trying to spread it to all the planetary systems, and I won't have it.
I don't believe in the Nostromo accident. That
Yeah.
that was wrong. That was false. It was a Chinese conspiracy.
China on the China planet.
On the Chinese planet.
On the Chinese planet. Jesus.
Damn.
Just know, even in the future, racism will never die.
Yeah, even in what's it called? The Star Trek racism still kicking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how it be. Come on.
I tell you what.
Who are we playing at anyways? Who are we playing at?
What are we even playing?
JJ, what are we doing today?
What are we doing? What aren't we doing? So, like what the thumbnail and title implies, we're gonna talk. This is gonna be like a podcast where we're just able, like normally during these podcasts, if we're talking about something else and we're like, oh yeah, have you read the recent chapter? And we'll be like, let's talk vaguely. Like this is just gonna be full spoilers. We're talking about anime endings. That's the primary version of the show. But I also want to touch upon 2 recent manga that have concluded.
Yeah, that we want to talk about. This is
that we want to talk about, and we get to talk about in detail. So you'll see in the slides, I made a whole PowerPoint thing. There's gonna be spoilers during this episode, and maybe I'll go back once it's a VOD and put time codes in and shit. But like, regardless, the majority of this fucking podcast is just all fucking spoilers, nonstop. So Yeah, you've been warned. You
Yeah,
listen, buddy. You've
yeah.
been warned.
Here,
I
wait.
actually have a
Let
shirt
me.
that fits the occasion. Have you,
Oh wait, I gotta share my screen with you on Discord so you
can
can
they
see
see
it.
the shirt?
Yeah, they can see that. They can see the shirt. They can see
Do
it.
you
Here,
know what
wait.
it
Let me do
says?
strawberry jams, but my Glock don't.
Because
Why do you have that shirt?
it's fun.
Because it's funny.
Steph took a look at that and she was like, "No, you didn't buy that, did you?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
Yeah, I love spending my money. So gamers, here's what we're talking about today: best anime endings.
Gamers.
This PowerPoint was lovingly created by JJ. JJ thinks it'll be a little better than always just doing web pages, which I can agree on. I think that that's fair.
Just something different, you know? Just something, throw a wrench in it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Also, I'm really mad because I left my fucking iPad at work, um, and they locked the doors. Um, so
Wow, they
I
locked
have to get it
your
tomorrow. So I'm also watching the stream on my phone instead of my fucking iPad, which annoys
damn.
me, but is what
Here,
it
wait.
is.
I'm gonna move us so that way we aren't completely in the way of the stuff you have on screen.
Yeah, buddy. I tell you what. We do a little. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, perfect.
All right, so like JJ said, spoilers. 100%, we're talking about spoilers for this shit because the first two things we're going to talk about is this fucking trash. Here, I'll put you
Well, I
down
will
here
say
instead.
one is mid and one is I don't even know how to put it into words.
Yeah,
Just uh
there's nothing to describe the pain. I mean, this image of Tanjiro just kind of explains it all.
I
Uh,
thought it was very fitting.
My Hero Academia ends just not that it's rushed. It just took so long. I guess the opposite. It just took so long and it was
Yes,
dragged
it
out.
you're absolutely right. It literally is the opposite where JJK was incredibly rushed to get to that ending. My Hero's ending was like what, a year and a half? That whole arc was like a year and a half, was it not? Because
Yeah,
originally it was supposed to end in 2022 or 2023, and it just kept going. And we're like, oh, I guess it's not ending anytime soon. And the thing about it was, some of the chapters at some point were only like 10 to 13 pages, like five in a row, just 10 to 13 pages. I
and
mean,
two of
the
those
art was
pages would be like the fucking like intro
yes,
pages. Not even like actual story beats or panels. Just like, hey, My
yes,
Hero chapter 44 billion or whatever.
hmm hmm yeah. It was just like, what the fuck. It, it's the exact opposite of JJK, like you said. It just felt so like dragged out unnecessarily, so that like any tension that happened, I was just like I wasn't feeling it. And the whole Bakugo shit where people are like, oh my god, he's dead. I'm like, I guarantee he's not dead. And sure enough, like
Yeah,
like Jesus
fair
Christ.
enough. He comes back, and then everybody else like has a family, kids, stardom, and then Midoriya's just, hey guys, I'm a high school teacher.
Yeah. Well, at least he's not a fry cook like all the memes said he'd be.
That would have been genuinely funnier. I would have appreciated the ending a lot more
Do you want the
because
All
he's just.
Might burger?
Let me tell you guys a little story about me and All Might. Just give me the fucking burger, man.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
You forgot my my Sprite.
Yeah, yeah, you forgot my McDonald's Sprite.
Oh, okay. Here's your Sprite. Here's your All
Have
Might
you seen
Sprite.
the TikToks I've sent you with the you know I don't want to be here anymore. I just want Kanchan's tongue in my mouth.
I have
That
not
fucking
seen
audio.
that.
No, oh my god,
No,
dude!
no,
Every
I
time
gotta
I
watch
see
them.
what I send them to you, it's like, I just want to taste Kanchan in my mouth.
That's so sad.
Vile.
Dude, have you
I
seen
love the
the things
fact
where
that we
he's
send
like
each other
banging?
to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, wait, yeah. We send each other TikToks, but we don't watch them.
Yeah, we don't watch it. We just keep
we
up with
just
the
we
streaks.
just we just know that me and you
Yeah,
like the
I've said
TikTok, and we
TikToks
just
like
send it
that.
to each
It's like
other.
me sending my bro comedy gold and knowing he'll never watch it.
Yeah. But I just love the memes about my hero where it's like, oh yeah, he's banging the bunny rabbit lady or the kangaroo lady, whoever she was.
Oh, is that the one with like the? I thought it looked like a seal or
She's like
something.
blue or something.
Yeah, I thought that was like a seal or like an
Yeah,
aquatic animal.
they're like, yeah,
I don't know what that was.
forget your Avity, Midoriya. You're gonna have
Mhm.
this
Oh, we forgot.
green.
You got your little drinky because it's anime on the rocks.
I don't. I
Oh,
forgot it, but I don't want to get up, so it's okay. JJ is on the rocks for us tonight. He's getting drunk.
I'm getting drunk.
You're drinking a Guinness, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, of course you are. You Irish son of a bitch.
that's me. I'm an Irish boy. But
I
yeah,
knew
I
it.
mean, my hero's ending. I think it's just dragged on too long, and I can't even think of like details. Like because it was stretched out so long. I kind of just. I mean, there's the fight between what the fuck is the knife lady and Deku's girlfriend. Not confirmed
Gravity and
girlfriend, but
Toga.
yeah, I mean that had some stuff in it. I guess that was a good fight. The final fight was decent. I mean the art is always good in My Hero. Like it's pretty consistently good art. When he goes all out, it's fantastic. Um, and then what was that one superhero that just like his ability was like a total MacGuffin? It's like, oh, my ability allows me to bring Bakugo back to life.
Best Genist.
Yeah. It's just like, oh,
Best
you can
Genist
do
in
that.
Blood Rain or whatever. He like
Yeah,
has
yeah.
like he's able to like go into people's blood or something like that.
hmm I'm like, you,
So
you you could do that.
yeah, it's so like he lives inside Bakugo like forever. Like think
Yeah,
about
he's
that.
literally inside Bakugo,
But like
whatever.
so with this ending, what makes it so weird and why I think a lot of people don't like it,
hmm
and not just because like the ending was really dragged out, the final arc was definitely dragged out, but the premise of the whole series was to learn like how Deku becomes the number one hero,
hmm
and at the end like he's not.
Yeah,
So
I
what
mean,
is
at the
that?
very end, he joins up with them, but like for the most part, yeah.
Like so
So it was a lie.
what's yeah, like why even start off the series like this is the story of how I
You know what
became
it
the world's
is?
number one hero.
It it's the How I Met Your Mother, where it's like, yep, that's How I Met Your Mother, but I really end up with Robin at the end, and it's like, but
Yeah.
wait.
Oh, you're so right about that. That is this ending. This is
Yes, it literally
because
is that ending.
How I Met Your Mother is like a really good, solid 7, 8 out of 10 show. This is too. I would consider My Hero, even though like the last arc was pretty bad and long. I think it was a
Eh,
solid like 7, 8 out of 10.
I'd give it like a 5 overall. It's pretty middle of the road.
I mean, a pretty mid is 7. I think like most mid stuff is like at least a 7, right?
How is it? Mid is literally the middle. 5 is the middle
Well,
score.
like 5 is like such like a shitty like it's not even passing. At least 7 you're passing. Like
Well,
it's
that's what I
passable.
mean. It's not. No, well, no. For me, like a 6 is like above average, right? For me, My Hero. I don't know. Maybe I gotta reread it, rewatch it again, whatever. But like, I don't know. It has certain cool moments, but for the most part, and the majority of the series, it's just like, okay, it's a shonen. It's not doing anything crazy.
I
It's pretty
think
middle of the road. It doesn't take a lot of risks. For me to at least get like a 6, you have to, even if the risk doesn't land, like at least you took it.
yeah.
Um, which JJK did, but
Yeah, what
then
risk does JJK give? Oh my god.
JJK has the risk of not wrapping up any plot points. That's
JJK runs
it's,
into the "I don't want to do this anymore" syndrome. Like
yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
came down to for me with this series. Cause I was talking to my
Mhm.
brother about this, and he was like, "It just
Yeah, that's
feels
right.
so
Because
weird."
he read JJK, which he rarely does, like read
Yeah,
manga at all, right?
and we were talking about this, and he was like, "Yeah, like this fucking sucks. It's not good. It's." Let me find his text messages. Uh, he sent me a TikTok that was like some like a parody of some dude saying "greatest manga of all time," and then some guy listing off every reason why the ending ruins the entire manga.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, "Yeah, goofy ending makes the series goofy."
Mm.
Like it just like I know that one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation is because I wanted to go a little deeper with you on our conversation over text, being like
Yeah, we did have some words exchanged.
bad words. We just didn't agree with each other.
No, yeah.
Um, you were saying that the ending shouldn't ruin the journey, and one of your
Hmm.
examples was like, if One Piece's ending is bad, would that ruin One Piece?
Hmm.
But my thing is that only like, oh, apology, sorry, I went to bed pretty late. Um, that only works for me if it's like in real life. Like if I'm going to a Subway and the food is mediocre, I'm having a good time with the boys or my fiance and having a great time going there,
Hmm.
making the journey worthwhile because it's not about the food, it's about going with your friends and having a good time. Whereas like a
Hmm.
Michelin star restaurant, like you're going to a 3-star Michelin star restaurant, the whole point of that 3-star, how you get a 3-star, the meaning behind that is people are going to this restaurant and that is the destination. That is the journey, that is the reason they are going.
Hmm.
Right? Yes, they're going with their friends or family or whatever. But if the food is shit, the journey doesn't
Hmm.
matter. The journey is not worth getting there. So
Hmm.
to me,
And that's
to
how you view
me,
content.
that's how I view I view content as a beginning, middle, and end. You are going to set up something in the beginning, you're going to do some action and shit in the
So that
middle, and everything should come together in the end because everything beforehand is
mhm.
leading up to this. It's the whole reason
Okay,
why like everybody didn't like
but
Game of
that
Thrones.
still doesn't answer the One Piece question. You answered that
One Piece. The thing is, I can't.
because that's not
I
real
don't know.
life.
I don't know with One Piece because if the ending is shit, I don't know how
I
I'll feel.
I think
If the
that's
ending is
crazy.
shit, I
Like
don't know how I'll
that
feel.
that won't take away from the moments of Water 7 where it's amazing. That won't take away Marineford, Impel Down. That literally Arlon Park. It does not affect it for me
No,
whatsoever.
it won't
You
affect
could
those
say
moments. It won't
you
affect those
could say
moments.
the series kind of ended with the dud, but you know what? Majority of it fantastic. I'd do it all over again. Um, that's how I feel about Game of Thrones. Um, for me, it's always about the journey because, like, yeah, I also come from a world of, not to repeat this on every podcast, but I read books, and a lot of the times in fantasy series,
I read.
it's like you hit a hot year, introduced to the world. It's fan fucking tastic. Middle book is always the best book. Great, but like just expands upon, and then you get to the last book, and then it's just like, oh, it ends like that. Oh well. But my feelings for those first two books are still there, and I still reread them. And then me rereading them is like, I'll just read that conclusion again, kind of thing. Like
See, yeah.
for me, it's worth it. Now, there's one exception which you did bring up with Code Geass. Code Geass's second season sucks ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like Code
It's
Geass,
so bad,
I was
but
looking up. I
that
was looking
ending
up
is
for this
really good.
for this video. I was or this stream. I was like, let me look up some endings because like obviously I've watched a bunch and read a bunch of like endings, but what have I actually like?
Yeah.
What can I remember and what were my favorites? And Code
Hmm.
Geass kept coming up in the list of like best endings, and I'm like, yeah, but that completely solidifies my point that the series is still dog shit, even though the ending is really good because
Hmm.
the journey was awful and the destination was great.
I guess
Getting
for
to
me
where
it's
it
a
like the
it's a case
ending,
by case basis. For me, I care more about the journey than I do about
like
the ending.
I feel like if they didn't wrap up Full Metal, which we will be talking about today because
Hmm.
JJ loves Full Metal, if they
Hmm.
fucked up Full Metal's ending,
Hmm.
right, and none of the plot points get explained or nothing ties in properly or it feels kind of it takes too long or it feels really rushed, you wouldn't like it. You would feel the story dropped the ball,
Yeah.
and it would ruin a little bit of the story overall. Even if
I
there
don't
are
know.
cool moments,
It
because there are
depends on
cool
how
moments
much.
in JJK. There are
It depends
very
on how
cool
much
moments.
I'm. Okay,
The
so the
Shibuya
difference
arc is
between
so good. The Shibuya arc
yes,
is so good, but it's
the
now
difference
why
between
care?
a Full Metal and a JJK, and this is all subjective. This is all just me. If I really care about the world, like with Full Metal, I just enjoy being in that world, and I want to stay in that world, and that's because it does such an excellent job of world building. JJK is one of the worst fucking world buildings I've ever experienced in a
Yeah, because
piece
he
of
doesn't
literature.
take his time
Like,
with it, bro.
he
He's
doesn't take his
so
time with it. He
bad
doesn't
with it.
explain shit. Like, how did the civilians feel about it? How that like he never goes into detail about like the day
What
to day
happened to the
things.
American
Where it's like,
army?
yes, exactly. Where it's like Full Metal literally goes into detail about every
That's what I'm
aspect, any
saying.
question you could have. So even if that landed in the dud, it's like okay, but I still really enjoy this world, and I would go back to it. Like a Dragon Ball, for example. You know, like the Buu saga sucks ass. I'm
Let's
still
be
gonna rewatch
let's be
Dragon Ball.
let's be honest with ourselves. We don't watch
Okay.
Dragon Ball for the story. Like you're a fucking
What are you
idiot.
talking about? I
After the
watch it for the
cell
metaphors.
after the Cell saga, nobody cares about the story. Okay, we go to the show for
we all
men
pretended
punching each other.
for a long time. We pretended that we cared about Super, um, which is incredible because Super is so mediocre.
It's
Obviously,
just average, dude.
Battle of the
It's
Gods is great. That's such a good opener. So
Super
we thought
Broly. Super Broly is really good though. Come on,
you know, it
let's
started
not
great,
forget.
and then like it was like, oh, I okay, and it's like, oh fuck, Broly, oh fuck.
No. Let's just be fair. Tournament of Power was pretty hype. It was long and it felt
Tournament
stupid
Power's
that
alright.
like 100 episodes was within an hour, but it
Yeah.
was still kind of hype. Like let's not kid ourselves. Seeing Master
Mhm.
Roshi actually hold his own is pretty
Android
funny.
17, that was
Yeah,
dope.
Android 17 coming out
Ultra
of nowhere.
Instinct, yeah.
So
I love how Sparkly Zero has like literally a billion fucking characters, and it's like, how come these characters aren't gonna be all balanced? I'm like, have you ever fucking played a Budokai Tenkaichi
yeah, they're
game?
never
It's
balanced.
like if you literally played Broly, it was just like, yo, it's not fair. People had to be like, you can't play Broly. You cannot play Broly. It's not. We had a rule. We were like, don't play Broly. He's too overpowered
Yeah,
because he could break your combos like whenever the fuck he wanted. It's like you don't get to play Broly. That's not fair. There's no skill. Like Whis is crazy. Anyways, sorry. But yeah, JJK just lands flat. Uh, like, and the author, I guess after the series, he was just like, ha, I laid a bunch of breadcrumbs so people would think Gojo's coming back, but I just wanted to fuck with the fans a little bit, which is like, it's a weird way of phrasing that. And then right after he said that, he's like, anyways, thanks for all the support for 6.5 years. Next project isn't JJK related. Peace. It's
thank
like,
God. I just want him
what
to
the
work on
fuck?
something he likes because he's very talented. He's very good with
You
his arc, with his
do you
action
think that's what
choreography.
happened? He just kind of fell out of love with it after
Yeah.
Shibuya?
Yes, he was killing all of his fucking characters.
Yes, he was. Yeah, that is
He
true.
was literally killing all of them.
He was
with
doing like
Sukuna.
an end to Ava, but not in the like the appropriate, not in the good way.
Yeah, like it's not even funny how much he did not care for his property,
Yeah.
for his project anymore.
Which I think sucks. I think that sucks.
And
you know,
and I hope we've learned the backstory between him and the editors, because you were even saying, I think, I don't know if it was on stream or just you and me talking, but you
Mhm.
were like, they talk about this months and weeks in advance, so it's very like they had to have got somewhere with it, right?
yeah.
To me,
Mhm.
this doesn't feel like that. Like it feels
No.
like it's abrupt. Like he probably said during, like once Sukuna appeared, he probably told his editors like, "Yo, I'm done. Like I'm
Mhm.
out. I'm
Yeah.
out after this. Like we are
Mhm.
going to find a way to end this, however we can. But first, let me just cook all of my characters
I
and
feel
remind
like
you why
yeah.
I like Sukuna way more. Why I
Yeah.
like Sukuna way more.
Which is like with My Hero, Shoden's like, I feel like they were just like, you're not allowed to fucking end this. Okay?
Yeah,
This
they
is
were like,
this is
they
a
were like,
cash cow. Please drag this out as much as
because
fucking possible.
because My Hero would have done so well if it had the similar treatment to Black Clover, which give it like 2 months, 3 months to
3 months,
to
yeah.
actually make it like
Mhm.
release 15, release 20, 30 page chapters,
Yeah.
and versus 10 pages,
Mhm.
because even though it comes out as 15, it's only really 10, 11 pages because the first 3 are always fucking some
like a cover
bullshit.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
2-page cover. It just felt like
Mhm.
it was being forced. Yeah. Whereas they took JJK out back with a shotgun and put a bullet
They did.
in its
I think
skull.
I was trying to give it a little too
Dragged
much
this body
credit
to the grave. They dragged
when we were
my
texting
hero
back
to
and
the
forth.
grave.
I was like, no. Like JJK is, it's still got. It's really just up to Shibuya. Like Calling Games, I was trying to reread Calling Games again, and I'm like, am I missing something here? I'm like, nah, my opinions were pretty valid. This is pretty drawn out and boring.
Yeah, it
And then the
was.
final,
It was.
even the final arc as well. It wasn't even like the final arc was getting to that Shibuya level. It still felt kind of like the fuck. The fuck are we doing here? Like,
Yeah, and to me, like, even though Shibuya is really good, like, the rest of it's kind of boring before and after.
yeah,
I feel like the series really ended at Shibuya, and I could stop reading it, which
yeah.
which is actually what one of the series we're going to talk about at the very end of this. I'm not going to say which series
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's got a very similar vibe.
I liked what you texted
So,
me. I was like, yeah, I think that's why
yeah,
I did put an honorable mention just because, like, in case we were like, well, technically, I'd just be like, yeah. All right, well, here's that honorable mention. Cowboy Bebop has a solid ending. The only reason why I wouldn't, so we both picked 5 for this.
yeah,
The only reason I just wanted to mention Cowboy Bebop is it does wrap up. However, most of Cowboy Bebop is kind of its own thing with really one plot thread, and that's the Vincent Valentine. um, who's the bad guy? Fuck, it is Valentine, isn't it? But not Vincent Valentine. That's from Final
no,
Fantasy.
you're talking about
What the
Vulture.
fuck?
No, what the fuck is the
Vulture?
bad guy's name?
I thought it was Valentine. Is it not Valentine?
No, you're talking about Faye Valentine. That's where you're getting confused.
Oh
on.
fuck, yeah. Bozo's never watched Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's what it's coming down to.
But really, it's just one throughout plot line with like Spike, and that's about it. And then they wrap it up, and they do a fantastic job. But like Cowboy Bebop was never a show that's just like, all right, here's like one plot line, and we're gonna follow it through. It's just kind of like 5 or 6 episodes, just completely one-offs of each other, and then drips and dabbles of like Spike's past and stuff, and then it
Drips and
concludes.
dabbles
And again,
of all the characters'
yeah.
backstories too.
And again, wraps up perfectly. But like, it's not the most complex story, so it's a little bit easier to wrap up. But yeah, I mean, besides that, still great. If we had a top 10, this would definitely be number 6. Or if I had a top 10, this would be number 6. Very solid, iconic ending. Bang, and then it just pans up to the sky, and then there's just clouds. That's it, and then credits roll with the jazz music. It's great.
Never.
Him just one man army it, just like John Wick kind of thing. And even that ending where Faye's trying to stop him, he's like, Faye, can you look at my eye? This isn't actually my real eye. This is a fake eye.
And it's
that
a
I got.
living reminder
Yeah.
of me failing to kill the man I needed to kill.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it's hard to talk about in detail because everyone's seen it, everyone's experienced it, and it just does everything right.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you said, man, dude. I love Cowboy Bebop. It's my comfort food, really. If I want to watch like an anime or something, like I will always go to that. If like I'm like, damn, I really need to watch something or whatever. Especially the movie. The movie is like my favorite.
The movie's fucking
piece
awesome.
of anime. Anything anime is like my favorite. Yeah. One of my favorite animated.
The whole scene where he's fighting with the broom behind his back against that lady, like,
and
it's
like
just so
and like trying
sick.
to like and then trying to like hit on her.
Yeah.
Like wow, take me to the.
And then even
yeah.
What is it? It's the opening scene, right, where someone's trying to rob a
store. that Ruby
and then
Ruby rips off.
He says a line, just a simple bounty hunter, ma'am, and it's just like oh, it's like
yeah, dude,
so
it's good. It's not even that. That's not even the opening. They don't do the OG opening in that. They do a whole different.
Yeah.
a whole different opening in that show and in that movie, and the music in that just is like
The fight scenes are so good. It seems like they literally just rotoscoped like an insane fight scene.
yeah, they
Yeah.
do. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
because
they
that
do
movie came
rotoscope?
out. That movie came out like in 2008, so like
Yeah.
10 years after the series ended. So the technology was
Yeah.
I don't know if they've rotoscoped, but they definitely used some sort of like trickery to make
They
things
definitely
look a lot
used
more fluid.
references and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know they use references with Bruce Lee for Spike. Like they literally took pictures of Bruce Lee and drew over him. So I definitely believe that.
Dude, that fucking gun flip that he does is so it's God, it's so like
Yeah.
when I was a teenager, you know, with Nerf guns and shit, I would always try to do it and just fucking hit my eye.
You know what I try to do? I try to do the revolver ocelot like gun spins.
Yeah.
I used to have such a good revolver ocelot voice. I definitely can't do it anymore, but yeah. All right, so honorable mentions out of the way. I believe it's you, me, something like that, right?
Yes, yeah. I
Yeah,
believe
so I'll be going first, and I'm glad we're talking about this one first because I think what makes Death Note such an iconic ending is because the anime and the manga are so
different,
dramatically different in terms of how they portray Light losing.
Yes, yeah.
So,
both iconic, I will say though. Both still very iconic. Like his laugh scene in the anime is iconic. Like whenever like anyone posts like this was all part of my plan, like they usually send a gif of Light literally like with his back and like ha ha. Like
the end. Well, the ending part of the ending isn't different. It's the way Light dies that's different.
Right. Yeah, but like
that's what makes this ending this series so because
be
everything is
too.
1-to-1. Literally everything is 1-to-1 between the anime and the manga except for the ending. I don't know if it's because the ending
even
was still being
midway
written
through Death Note. It's still good, but it's not as good as that first half. That first half is solid. Once L dies, like it's slowly just like, oh, now we're gonna introduce this new detective character that's basically L, but not. And it's like
2 L's.
Why the fuck
N
kill
and M.
L? Yeah, just
L,
like it felt like you just killed L for shock. Like
I think they killed L because they wanted to show that Light, can beat him. The reality is
that guy. And
the reality
like,
is
fuck, we killed L.
Yeah, because like the reality is L would have won if there wasn't magic bullshit.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
L would have captured Kira, would have captured Light, and Light would have been arrested. But Light is also working with the power of a literal death god.
Yeah.
And is able to use his knowledge of the Death Notes to figure out how to like fuck with L and I just think that is so brilliant. And even though the second half of the series is way weaker than the first half, I think that's what makes these endings better, is because they tie up this loose end of the audience wanting to see Light lose, because the reality is while we are in his perspective, we don't want him to win.
Yeah,
we want him to get caught, we want him to fail, or at least I do. I would hope more people do, but I think that's what's fun about this series, is because the ending doesn't, because there's even technically like a second, like more endings to this series. Yeah, because it's not over after this. They've got the C Kira stuff. They've got the
Donald Trump one,
the Donald Trump one, which was also perfectly executed. But I just think the ending to this series is with Light dying is just so good, because it gives two different perspectives, really, because of who's show running it, who's taking control of the story. Because in this case, you would believe that L is really in the wrong if he's dying such a horrible, terrible death. He's being killed right in front of everybody's eyes with a heart attack, like he's been doing the entire time. It's very poetic. It's very it kind of goes full circle with everything. Whereas in the anime, they make him look like a fucking god when he dies. He runs away, he escapes, but he still dies. Like yes, Ryuk still writes his name in the Death Note, and he dies of a heart attack. but it's not like this scared little kid. This is a scared little kid.
The manga ending is definitely better. Him like literally being like, "But I don't want to die," and it's like, have you even learned what you've been doing this whole season? Like, it just shows that he's just been caught up in his own bullshit. That he forgot to fear the very thing he's been causing people. You know, like
he'd become so much into
it
like
just shows his lapse of
maniac.
judgment. Yeah.
That he's really the bad guy. He's like, even though what he's doing is right, like in a sense, you know, like you're trying to get like he rids the world of crime.
He's the prototype Eren Yeager. He's the prototype Eren Yeager, basically.
Yeah, and he accomplishes his goal just like Eren. But does he? You know, does he really with Eren? Eren doesn't. You know, like 200 years later, it just goes back full circle of humans killing humans. But you know, even
with Death Note. The
side stories, people are still afraid to commit war. The crime is still down because of him. And even the main character of the side story with Donald Trump is like, yeah, everyone knows what Kira did is wrong. And I know he's a terrible person, but you can't deny the facts that he's like, yes, Kira helped the world, but he's a terrible person. Like, I'm not going to do what he did because that's awful. And it's like, oh, that's cool to see like the true repercussions of what he did and seeing that on the next generation of people, and seeing what they do. But yeah, man, I mean, with these two endings, I just think they're so iconic. Which one's your favorite though? If you were to choose, which one would be your favorite?
Manga.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's because like you think Light is truly like a bad guy and you don't like that they're like portraying him in like a better sense in the anime? Yeah. Like what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's based on like, I always feel like the manga is more harsh on him, and the anime is more like, well, this is our protagonist, so he has to be a little bit likable. Like, and again, it's not even like what you're saying, like they change aspects of the story. It's just how it's presented. Like, basically, I'm repeating what you're saying, but like the anime very much portrays it like, oh no, Light is dying, and then the manga's like, ha, look at, he's finally getting his comeuppance. So
look at this guy dying. Look at this child dying.
Not that the anime one is one note, but it's a little bit more one note than it is in the actual manga. And it's a slight change. It's a small change. Either dying at anime, he dies as a martyr. Manga, he dies as a pitiful piece of shit. You know.
And that changes the perspective of the story. You know, like for me,
changes the entire series. Changes how you view the entire series completely,
which is what I like, because it's like it's kind of like when people, one of my friends in college used to complain about the Watchmen HBO show, and saying like he didn't like it because it doesn't follow the ending, like it doesn't really make sense with the ending of the series of the actual comic book. And I was like, what I like about the Watchmen series is because it's some other person's interpretation of the series, like how they would see the series. Same with The Witcher, you know, like the Witcher books are all a precursor to the games. It's someone's interpretation of what happens after the books, or somebody taking creative license on the series. Same thing with the Batman TV show, or not the Batman cartoon show on Amazon, taking liberty on all of these characters and changing them up to make their own story. And I think it's changes. I think it's the same thing here. You know, in this series, you see Light in the manga as more villainous, and the author feels like he's very harsh on the character. But the creators for the anime are really trying to make him up to be this god. And you see that not only in the ending, but in the openings too. And then throughout all the scenes with him shrouded in light and the gothic religious music.
And it's very weird that right after this series, they made some, what was it called? Like Fandom Key or some shit like that. What was that one? Where they're all like, they all have like, it was really bad. Pandora or something?
Hell's Paradise, right?
No, not Hell's Paradise.
I know what series you're talking about. It's where they all like,
and it's
like
just
a death
edgy
battle.
bullshit, and it's like, where's the substance of Death Note? Like, Death Note's edgy as shit, but like,
well, just read his other one. Just read Bakugan or whatever.
I did read that one. That one was really
Yeah,
good.
that's
That's
better.
the one about
That's better.
making manga and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's really
yeah. I would read
Yeah.
that one. That's got more substance. But
It's very
JJ,
good.
let's talk about your next one, Full Metal Alchemist.
Who could have? Come on, you can't say it
Who
like that.
could have guessed?
You can't say it again. How you're supposed to.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Alchemist. Also, it's October 3rd. Never forget, or don't forget.
Yeah. You sent me that this morning.
Yeah. And it's also Mean Girls, so I sent that to my girlfriend. I'm like, looks like we're doing a double feature.
Double feature. You guys are gonna watch
yeah.
the live action. The live action.
So,
Full
anyways,
Metal movie.
Fullmetal Alchemist. This guy right here. I have all the hardcovers. God, the like we already kind of talked about it. It's one of the few examples of a manga ending that literally ties every thread and doesn't leave anything open. It's pretty much, God, it's just fuck. How do I even like? It's so good that like the two love interests you never really see kiss. That being well, it's certain. It depends on how you interpret it. But Mustang and Hawkeye,
Mustang
they have a
and
little
Hawkeye?
thing going. You never see them kiss, but you feel that love between them. That's just so infectious. And then Winry and Ed, the most they get out of the end of the series is a hug. It's not even a kiss, and you still have that same feeling like, oh my god, finally they're embracing each other. And then you see they have kids. They're like, oh, fantastic! I'm gonna fucking cry. But like, God, the ending just. It's such a huge climactic battle, and it's just all like a metaphor on like a father and son relationship, basically. Like literally, the main villain's name is Father.
Yeah.
Like how more on the nose can you get, and like instead of using your children, you should embrace them instead, kind of thing. And like that's just one theme out of the many themes that are wrapped up in Fullmetal, like themes of Edward's relationship with God or the One. Alphonse finally getting his body back. Mei Ling finally.
The government conspiracies,
Mm-hmm.
the religious conspiracies, the
Yeah.
the idea of like identity and genocide and
Mm-hmm.
ethnic cleansing and all of these things,
Yeah.
like it's obviously
Which still relevant today.
yeah. We're not gonna bring up politics though.
No.
We're not Hassan Piker,
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
There's the Hassan mention.
Gotta put a counter. We gotta put a counter in the corner for every time we mention him.
We should do a compilation posted on our channel being like Hassan mention counter.
Yeah, we probably get more views on us talking about him than we would on our actual,
the actual substance of our content.
Yeah, but nah, man, dude, like I also agree with you, man, that Full Metal, what makes this series, because this is the series that I'm like to my fiance, I'm like, dude, if you love how Attack on Titan wraps up itself and really tries to bring all its plot threads together, look at something that does it even better,
way better.
Like not hating on all Attack on Titan, but it's got nothing on Full Metal. I'll tell you that right now. It's got nothing.
I mean. I debated on putting Attack on Titan up here, but then I had my other choices. So I'm like, well, I like these a little bit more, how they're wrapped up.
Also, we had a whole ass podcast on Attack on Titan.
We did have a whole ass.
Please go ahead and watch that instead of hearing us do a Spark Notes of it.
Yeah, basically. And it's kind of a boring answer, but it's the right answer. You know what I mean? It's like when people say, oh, the best movie of all time is Godfather. It's like, wow, what a unique fucking opinion.
Also like vanilla.
yeah, exactly. But that vanilla is real fucking good.
That vanilla was made in Madagascar.
Homemade vanilla, handcrafted.
Oh my god,
loose plot threads, and like character arcs just concluding too. Like Roy Mustang, kind of like AOT, gets a disability. He goes blind and shit like that. Like it's just so. Oh god, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I have to do my annual rewatch of Full Metal. Like this just makes me want to either read it or watch it. I really wanted Steph to watch it. I really want her to commit, but Love Is Blind is on, and we gotta
Actually,
watch that.
I don't know. It's funny because you brought it up to me, and then And then my fiance texted me the other day, or was talking to me over the phone, being like, "Hey, we should." No, no, I was picking her up from work. She was doing detention duty on a Saturday,
Mhm.
and she was like, "We need to get back to trash, like reality
Yes, yeah.
trash TV," and I
Mhm.
was like, "You're right, you're right. Let's fucking do it."
It's hard with
Um,
like the serious stuff.
yeah,
You're just like, God damn, this shit is heavy, and it's like, we need some. You need McDonald's every once in a while. You need McDonald's.
yeah. That's why, even though, well, the thing is, I don't support McDonald's, which is why I will never read Bleach. But here's something I did read and finish. This is
Lolly
this is
Simulator,
this
Dark
I
Lolly
I needed to
Simulator.
talk about this because it just ended. It
Yeah,
ended like a month ago.
Peter will never beat the lolly accusations.
I want you all to know the reason why this is on here already after a month is because this is the first one. This is the first time the main two characters get together and it works. And it ends without any bullshit. No side characters getting it on. No loose plot. Nothing. The two main characters end up together. He's in college. She's still in high school. And they hang out and they are in love and that's it.
He's probably a minor.
But yeah, what I like about this series, Nagatoro-san, is because it's coming from some dude who made the most nasty shit
Hentai.
online,
Yeah.
and it's disgusting, it's awful, and he took all of those tropes that he learned from doing all of that and made one of the most wholesome shoujo manga
Yeah,
ever. It is just like, it is crazy, and to see, especially like Naoto, who's the guy, senpai, Naoto, as much as he grows in this series, I think it's worth noting how Nagatoro changes as well, and how they bounce off of each other and use each other to lift each other up, rather than it being like the male protagonist is being brought up by the female protagonist. No, Nagatoro could beat the shit out of a dude if she wanted to, and is way more athletic and just better at a lot of things than Naoto is. But she also fucks up. She also fumbles the bag, and it's Naoto who has to help her, like, get better. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome seeing the two characters build each other up, and it's also awesome seeing all of the characters around them loving their relationship and being involved in the relationship and trying to make it work. Because, like I said, there's no bullshit. There's no like, oh, senpai's gonna fall in love with this chick or
Oh, my
this chick and
childhood
this
best
chick.
friend? Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, no, none of that. It's very
Yeah.
clear that Naoto and Nagatoro like each other and they are going to be together. The only issues they have is that, like, they fuck up in club. They have a hard time in club. Naoto wants to get into the best art school ever, and he doesn't. So now he has to like do better and train and get better. And now Nagatoro's there to help him, and Nagatoro's really bad at judo, because she hasn't been doing it in forever. And this girl who used to be super bad at it is now the best in the entire fucking country.
Yeah.
So Naoto is there supporting her, being like, "You can do this. I believe in you." And all of her friends are on her, being like, "You got this." And she believes in herself and trains and gets better. And then it ends just like perfectly. It's just, hey guys, the author was like, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna end it. I've had a really good time with this series. I think it's a good place. I don't want to keep dragging it because now it's just gonna be more stories of them like being together. But I think we should end this series where they finally are together and they're happy, and Naoto's in college and Nagatoro's graduating high school, and they're gonna live together." He said maybe I'll make a sequel series. He doesn't know, but this is like the prime example of a good shoujo that ends and it's satisfying. There are a lot of shoujo that I've read, quintessential quintuplets being one of them, and that ending, ass cheeks. There are good things in that. There are good things in that shoujo manga, but it is ass cheeks how that series ends. You've seen that meme of like the well drawn horse and the shitty drawn horse.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It is a well drawn horse up until like the last two arcs. It is a shitty horse after that.
Yeah.
And this one just is like a really well drawn series, well written series. I think. I don't think like there's no plot holes that aren't unaddressed. It's nothing crazy. It's just two characters trying to get together, and they do. And this author does such a good job. And he said maybe he'll make side stories just to kind of see where the characters might be if he's interested. But he's on to his next shit. He's ready to move on to something different, which is crazy because this series makes a lot of fucking money. So you want to talk about another series that makes a shit ton of money and shouldn't have ended so soon? This is one of them. This is another one of them. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
The editors are like, "Fuck, draw it out, make them hate it. God damn it!"
I'm glad it ended. It ended a great way. It ended a good spot. And if they make more, I'll read it. But I'm good. I'm happy with it. I couldn't ask for a better shoujo. But yeah. Next up here, JJ. And
End of Eva. To nothing. It goes crumbling down, crumbling down. One of the best fucking endings. And yes, even the original series, fantastic fucking ending. Would not change a goddamn thing. See, Ava's hard to talk about because it's not like a lot of other series. It's very much pretentious, but I love it. It's not very much like focused on like here's exactly how the world works and stuff like that. But it's like goes very deep into the characters psychologically, and that's what you're there for, really. And like the mech fights are the distractions. The real story is what's happening internally with Shinji. Yeah. It's the friends we made along the way, or the friends we choked along the way. But End of Eva is the greatest response to fans ever. Because fans, I don't know if you know the backstory about this at all. The fans hated the last two episodes of the original Evangelion series. They sent death threats. They had bomb threats over at Gynex. It was fucking crazy. So then the creator, I should not be blanking on his name because he's a legendary filmmaker. It's kicking me the ass that I'm forgetting his name. But essentially, he's like, fine, you fuckers want an ending? Here's a fucking ending. And it literally takes place, those last two episodes are taking place as Shinji is having a breakdown in the beginning of the movie. Like, those two episodes are happening in his mind while that's happening. And it just does the best thing ever, where it's like, you love these characters? Fuck these characters. And fucks them up. But not in a way that's out of bumfuck nowhere, because Evangelion has a light tone in the beginning, but it gets really dark and fucked up toward the end. So you're like, oh, this is actually probable. So it's not just like happy sunshine, now I'm gonna kill your fucking favorite characters like Jujutsu Kaisen. It's well earned, and the characters get their comeuppance. Like Asuka gets her character ending and stuff like that. And then Rei gets her ending, but it's also like really fucked up because she also pretty much causes the end of the world. Like the literal, like the main poster is your waifu's face killing the entire world, and just like literally it's taking the image, it's commenting on how, and oh my god, I'm everywhere. But so is kind of this movie, but this movie is great because it's just like, hey, do you want to feel anxiety and have it directed by Stanley Kubrick? That's End of Eva. Like, literally, there's a scene where like Shinji's just like, why won't you just like me? Why won't you just like me? Like, in his head toward like the female cast, and it's like, you just use us as fucking dolls, dude. You don't actually care about us as people. You just see us as objects for your amusement, and it's like, holy shit. And it's like, weeps are just like, that's not me. Yes, that's it is, motherfucker. You're the ones buying the fucking Oscar merchandise of a minor, okay? My guy, he's talking to you. Like, it's so funny. It's also will be like, this is a really good movie. And it's like, brother, this movie hates your guts. This movie does not like the weeb culture. It hates it. It's the anime movie that spits in the face of like otaku culture, and that's why I love it so much. But as an ending, the characters come full circle and they are complete by the end. But when we say that, we usually mean, oh well, everyone gets along happily ever after. Everyone's learned a lesson. Everyone's learned a lesson way too fucking late. They should have gotten their shit together earlier, but they fucking did it because a lot of the characters in this series are fucking selfish. So they deserved to have the end of the world. Asuka and Shinji deserve to be on a deserted planet because they fucked up. It's completely on them. And it's mean. It's very mean. But that's what I love about it. It just basks in misery. Like, I recommended Mark Keith this, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know how the show ended. I'm like, watch the movie, and you're going to call me back. And he's like, okay. The minute he stopped watching the movie, he's like, Jack, what the fuck did I just experience? He's like, I loved it, but I have never been more fucking miserable in my life. So yeah, that's why I feel like if you're shaky on Ava, just know that movie is lit. Not only is it one of the best anime films, it's one of my top 10 films of all time. It's so well done. The cinematography is fucking great. The animation is killer. Pacing fantastic. Voice acting is on point. Everything. The sound design. Mwah, 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 mwah. It's brilliant. It's just fucking brilliant. And yes, it's pretentious, but Ava is pretentious. Fuck you.
Yeah, I mean,
and I love it.
This is expected when you get into it. To be honest,
like if you know anything about Ava, don't act surprised. Like, how come they didn't explain the story fully? It's not fucking about that. It's about so much more, man. Anyways, that's my Ava and Ava. You should watch Ava. I don't know if you'll like it because you're very much into like how come this wasn't explained. And it's like you kind of just have to go with the punches with Ava.
We'll see. We'll see.
I know you're not gonna like it, but End of Ava is perfect. This is all you, buddy.
Yeah. So
hey, all you.
This was the one. So this was one of the series that I was genuinely not sure if I should include. I think the rest I was like confident in, but this one I was like, I don't know. And the reason I put it on here was because this marked a change. I think the ending itself is pretty all right.
It's mid.
Yeah, it's just like it ends. I think why I chose this is because the significance and the change it has caused the entire industry is what's more interesting than the actual ending itself.
Sure.
Because this one, like, yes, you have your full metals that end how many chapters?
Like under 100, but the chapters are much longer. They're like 50 pages each.
Yeah, same with Attack on Titan. I think that was
pretty
like
much.
only 130 chapters, but its pages were 50, 60.
Yeah.
This is a shonen 12, 15 pages, 21 sometimes, obviously. But it made a lot of money. It still makes a lot of money. and the author just said, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm done. I finished my story. That's all I got to say."
So you don't like how it actually ends. You just like what it represents.
Yeah, and I think
like
that's
an author, instead of dragging it out or rushing it, is just like, you know what? I think the story's over.
This does it better than My Hero and JJK.
Yes, I will.
Because if
wholeheartedly agree.
If you were watching, we both watched that Totally Not Marked video where they named Demon Slayer and JJK as the big two.
Yeah.
And not after last week.
No,
Demon Slayer is 100% still the biggest biggest manga out there.
That's why they're literally following the Attack on Titan thing, where they're like, instead of just coming out with seasons, they're like, all right, let's do a movie. Let's have half the movie be a fucking recap.
Yeah, they'll make way more money on ticket sales than they would on like ad revenue. It's smarter. So it's so much smarter. But they also make a shit ton of money off of merch and manga sales and DVD purchases. So this is a cash cow. And the author said, I don't care. I like where it's going. The Infinite Castle arc is genuinely the best arc. They all have really good arcs in this. I don't think anything misses in this series. I think, obviously,
Couple
what
good
did you
character
say?
deaths too.
Didn't you say this was like you were like Demon Slayer's like a baby version of what? Of Chainsaw Man, something like that? I don't remember what you were
Yeah,
saying like a while
yeah,
ago.
yeah. I'm like it's the no, I not the baby version. I said it's a traditional shonen version of a Demon Slayer manga, whereas Chainsaw Man is like, hey, what if we put Evangelion in there too?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
with Demon Slayer, I think like overall it is a relatively. I think it is obviously an above average,
yeah.
except
I
like
did 6.
really good series in shonen.
Yeah.
And I think this opened up the gates to a lot of people and opened up the eyes to a lot of people that these really good series do not have to be like Naruto, do not have to be like One Piece, and do not have to be like Bleach that are up to 600-700 chapters, with One Piece being at almost 1,500.
Mhm.
Or no, it's nowhere near 1,500. It's like a 1,200 at least at the max. I'd say.
I think we're at 13, buddy.
Fuck me. You serious?
I think so.
Let me pull it up on my phone. But yeah, it just like, oh, to me it screamed like, oh, you can do that and
You
still
could
like
just end it.
you can
Which,
just
to
end
be
it and it's
fair,
satisfying because it's satisfying. Like no matter what, like yes, it sucks. Like it's not great,
but
but it's satisfying to the story.
to be fair, I mean, we do rag on My Hero and Jujutsu, right? Jujutsu more deservedly.
Eleven twenty
But at
seven, by the
least,
way.
oh damn. Um, but at least it's not Naruto, Bleach, where it's just like, hey, let's do 700 chapters of this, and let's make a lot of it filler. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
No, the manga itself isn't filler. It's the
yes,
story. Is this
that's
the
what I like about this modern like age of
well,
shonen. Like
not even like
even though we say like arcs drag out, they're still not necessarily filler. Whereas Naruto and Bleach, legitimate like 20 to 50 chapters of just filler.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the manga is necessarily filler for Naruto. I've been rereading it, and none of the filler episodes are in the manga, so
No, but like
can't
some of the arcs
necessarily.
are just like
Well, I mean, yeah, some of them might be, but like for example,
yeah.
like the Zabuza arc is not filler. That was a lot of these things are important to the characters.
Also talk about a bad fucking Deus Ex Machina fucking ending with Naruto. Not the Sasuke Naruto fight, but the where they fight that fucking demon bitch, and it's like, where the fuck were
Oh,
you this entire
Kaguya.
time? Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
pull that one out of your ass, did you?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
He did. He definitely did.
But actually, Bleach's last arc is really fucking good. It's a little rushed at the end, but like
The
that
Thousand
last
Blood
arc,
War arc,
oh
whatever.
god, it's so good. Oh,
1,000 Year
it's
Blood arc.
beautiful.
But
That's your Blood War, yeah.
but yeah, no. What I like about Demon Slayer's ending is that it opened
What it
people's
represents.
eyes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
represents to people that, oh yeah, shonen can end whenever they want and still like be good, still make you money.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of series have been doing
learning
and
that,
seeing
yeah.
that, which is why with My Hero and JJK they're ending, either because the writer's
Chainsaw
done
Man
or
is yeah. Chainsaw Man is getting so good.
yeah,
Now,
they finally
and it's like
got back to it. God,
Yeah.
I wanted to blow my brains out. Who gave a shit about Asuna until she gave Denji a hand job?
exactly, and that's what they wanted you to say. They wanted you to see her. They built up her character so she could be objectified. Absolutely, you got the
Yeah.
point. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's literally Ava, but with demons. It's fantastic. I
Yeah.
fucking love Chainsaw Man.
But no, yeah, I mean, Demon Slayer. I think, like I said, it represents so much more than its ending, and
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot because now we get more stuff, and that leaves room for more series to come out and do their thing and reach these same heights. So, yeah, JJ, your next one. I was shocked by this one.
Edge
I wasn't
Runners.
expecting you to bring this one up.
I wasn't expecting either, but then I got a little itch in the back of my head. I'm like, I feel like watching Cyberpunk again. I watched it again. That ending still made me bawl like a little fucking baby, dude. It's so good. It's short too. It's only 10 episodes long. Real fucking simple, real easy. I tried starting watching it with Steph, but then I forgot it was a Trigger anime, and like not the term trigger, but like the studio
Yeah, it's
trigger.
trigger.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "This is weird." I'm like, maybe this actually isn't probably good for
Yeah, no,
you.
you gotta
You
show
gotta
her.
soften the blow a little bit.
You gotta show her Gurren Lagann first before you show her whatever the
No,
fuck's
Gurren
going on
Lagann wouldn't
here.
even be too crazy. But like Cyberpunk is so good because it's just this tight knit story. It's such a short amount of time. It has such lovable characters, and it accomplishes it. Like this could have easily been like a 2-season kind of story, and just like now David is hanging out with this character. Now they're going to a grocery store. Oh, look what happens on it. Like, no, fuck that. 10 episodes. Here's David's journey about how the I forget what the city's called. Night City?
Night City.
Night City corrupts everybody, basically. Like David had something going for him. He got up as much as he loves Lucy, got caught up with a bad group of people, influences. The augmentation could literally be a metaphor for drugs. And it just overtook him. And he was like Icarus. He flew too close to the sun, ended up dead like the rest of his crew besides Lucy. It's just, and that Rebecca death is just fucking like I remember watching that, I was like, wait, she's fucking gone?
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck? And then you don't even have time to process it. And not only they don't just show it, they show it at multiple angles so you know she's done. She's dead.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I started liking her again. What the fuck? I started liking the lolly again. What the fuck? Don't fucking clip that. Don't fucking clip that.
Yeah, it's clipped. You know the story behind that? You know the story behind Rebecca, right?
Yeah, where they were just like, we don't want this lolly, and we will literally, you need the lolly.
either she stays in or we are out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like this ending. I would never.
It's
have
a brave
ending. You to like. I never would have expected you to be like, yeah, it's top 5.
I was going in between two. I was going between that and Devilman Crybaby. You've seen that one, right?
Dad, one of us should have put that there. Fuck, son of a bitch.
But because I put End of Ava, I'm like, I feel like all these will.
We've got enough. We've got enough existential crisis.
Right. This one isn't so much existential. It's more of a gut punch, like, and whenever I hear the fucking song, yeah, and I just like I start choking up. I'm like, David, why? But yeah, this is great character work. Great. It made people want to play the shitty Cyberpunk game, although it's fixed now.
Yeah,
fixed now. It's good. Good game now. But like, yeah, dude, it's so fucking good. Like, what do you think about it? Do you think it's like, am I overblowing it or what?
No, I mean, it won Anime of the Year when it came out, so clearly you are in the majority. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I liked it. I don't know if it's my top 5 endings of all time, but I really liked it. I thought they did a good job, kind of saying hello and then saying goodbye,
Yeah. Yep.
And it was good. It was a good journey all around. And it brought back interest for me, at least, to play Cyberpunk.
It brought back everyone, pretty much.
So yeah, it accomplished what it needed to do. Hype people up for the game again.
Yeah.
Without it having to do anything with the game, which is awesome. So yeah. Next. Fruits.
There we go.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Dude,
under an hour, please. Under an hour.
What could I say that I haven't already said about Fruits Basket? The characters in this, like, this is the opposite of Nagatora-san. Where Nagatora-san is just like, let's focus on just that couple. This is, let's focus on a fucking family and all of their relationships, but then always stay with Toru and Ryu. It's about family. It's about loss. It's about love. It's about being alone. It's about ostracizing. And the ending of this just ties it all up in a beautiful bow.
Is this Bridgerton but anime?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Do
good
you think
that's a good
Bridgerton just
example.
was like, that's a cool concept, and the writer was just like,
Yeah, the
well, I want
writer
to do a
stole
whole
Fruits
family. Yeah.
Basket.
Yeah.
No, no, no. I just love it because what I like about Toru is she's a very plain character, or a static character. Sorry, she doesn't change in the story, but her involvement in the story changes every character around her.
Mhm.
And seeing that change in many of the characters is just it's wonderful. Seeing Ryu grow into a person that's not afraid to get close to somebody is awesome. It's been a long time since I've read this and watched this, so I might misremember people's names. So I'm gonna just go with some of their hair colors. Silver
Mhm.
hair rat guy. He he's the cool. He's the cool, suave. Quiet, mysterious number one boy in the school. But he's so terrified of people, so terrified of commitment, and he finds somebody who's just like him, and he grows with her and becomes a better person. They both do, and he falls in love with this girl. It's like, fuck, yes, let's fucking go. The shy kid is getting it on with the shy kid. I love it. And then my cinnamon roll Momo, who's both of his parents abandon him
Mhm.
completely, yet he is the nicest kid in the entire series. Like, he will ride or die for Toru, but like, he's not loved. No one loves him. His parents never told him he loved him. No one ever told him that they loved them.
So kind of like your situation.
Yeah, no one loved me either.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
Your
yeah,
brother's like, Finland Saga season 2 is gay, and then he
yeah,
just
for
fucking
real.
hits the back of your head.
But
Farming
um,
stupid.
I could go really hard into this, and I won't. I can talk about every
And
character
I won't.
because I could take forever, dude. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
lot
yeah.
of different characters that change, and just also, unfortunately, I forget a lot of the character names, so I don't
Yeah.
want to just be
It's
like,
hard. That's with Full Metal too. Like I've seen it so many times, I'm like, wait, what the fuck happens again?
what's Gorilla's man name?
Yeah.
But no, like, the ending with this is like Toru is able to break the family curse, and they no longer, like, they can touch people.
Hmm.
They can actually hold hands, and not be afraid of turning into an animal. But that's the whole point. They're all zodiac signs. There's 12 zodiac signs in the family.
Oh, ew.
And the cat is the one that and no one likes. Um, and there's a master or a god person in the family, and they're treated like a god. Um, and they all get their own endings, good and bad. I think they all get good endings ultimately, and it's nice to see Toru, be with the man that she loves, which is Ryu, and or Kyo. I'm forgetting, orange haired man. And in this panel you have up is both of them finally holding hands, living peacefully in the countryside together, and enjoying each other's company because he no longer has to worry about anything but her, and that's all he commits to is her. And it's beautiful. It's the first anime that me and my fiance watched together, and she loved it. She was like, wow, this guy who I'm just dating is making me watch this girly shit. And then she's like, I fucking love this shit, and I love that you love it. And we're both crying at the final season. So yeah, they stellar fucking shit. Recommend this series 100%. And the ending is fantastic.
Meh. I'm just fucking with you.
What is this? I didn't know what this was when you put it on the slideshow. But let me take a guess.
Yeah.
Is it Poon Poon? Oh, it
Yeah, yeah.
is. Yeah,
You don't see him?
yeah. I
Yeah,
just
there he
found
is.
him. I just found him. He's right under us. That's why I was
It's
able to find him.
hi. Do you like depression and like crying over
Yeah,
a manga? And
yeah,
like literally like there's rare so I'll get into a series, but I'll take breaks here and there from reading it, get back to it and stuff. Once I because I knew so I've owned all the Poom Poom books for like 2 years. Didn't read it. And then finally this year it's like, all right, I'm gonna commit to Poom Poom. I could not fucking put it down. I
yeah.
couldn't put it down for a second because it's literally the tagline is a slice of life that slices back. And Goodnight Poom Poom's ending is so tragic and fucking sad. I like all the sad endings. This is what I'm noticing. All my endings, besides like Full Metal so far, because that ends off pretty well, are all fucking sad, are all very, very fucking sad.
Mine
That's
have
just
been good or about the industry. Yours have been
yes,
like,
yeah, yeah. Just like
this is sad.
they all die, or like it's an existential crisis about how humanity sucks. um,
Yeah.
but Poo Poon is so I almost don't want to spoil it because you should read Poon Poon. You
Yeah.
absolutely should. And talking about the ending is ruining it. But all I will say is it's about Poon Poon and how people aren't grown to be bad people. Or sorry, people aren't born to be bad. They are grown that way. You get to see the innocence of Poon Poon, and then slowly as the real world takes advantage of him, and then he, instead of combating that, just becomes basically like a incel of sorts. Um and not in the obnoxious way, but in the like I guess incel's the wrong word. A very loner state of mind, a very depressed state of mind, just depressed, I would say, instead of incel. Um but then, you see his relationships with people and how he was friends with them at first, but then like because of him, they are no longer friends, but he can't see it that way. He's like, there's something wrong with those people. It's always, he's never taken accountability because he's a nice guy, right? He's such a nice guy. But like, really, it's like, well, Poon Poon, you're the one pushing people away by your actions. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it's such like a gut wrenching, like, this is a very mature manga, so I wouldn't recommend it to like teenagers, but like I would say like college age is a good age to pick this up. But it does relate to that high school teenage experience going into adulthood very, very well. Um, and then tragic, just awful shit happens to Poon Poon and the people around Poon Poon, and it's just like, like in the beginning. I'll spoil this aspect, I guess, because it's in like the very beginning chapters. Poon Poon's dad basically beats his mom, but it's through Poo Poon's eyes as a child. So they're drawn like Poo Poo, little cartoon things, and like Poo Poon's mom is on the floor with a big like lump on her forehead, and it's like, "Huh, sorry, son," but it's not like the dialogue's not goofy. It's not like "whoops a daddle." It's like very serious and stuff like that, but with like goofy imagery and stuff because that's how Poo Poon is like. It's a kid like kind of paying attention to the words that are being said to him, but not fully understanding the weight of them. And then slowly, it's just all about growing up, And as as many people of my age and stuff, I have suffered from depression too. And like, I've never read or experienced a piece of media that really encapsulates what that kind of feeling really is. It shows it visually very well. Like this is just a panel, like so many more gorgeous panels like this. Like this panel, like it's not just a bunch of just like redrawn people. It's like every individual person has like something going on with them. So the art is also a big, big, big fucking bonus with this. And yeah, I think it's one of the greatest endings of all time. Um, I don't know how people are going to feel about my next one, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, dude, we'll see. We'll see where we feel about the next one, which
Yeah.
for me,
Blue
though,
Flag.
is Blue Flag. We've talked the nauseum of this series, so I don't want to just keep
Let's just put it this
retreading.
way. My friend Markeith, who is a gay man, I was like, this is a really good series. You should pick it up. And he's like, I couldn't finish it because it's too real. And that's what the manga feel like. This feels like real people talking, real conversations, and not like overblown shoujo. Like it feels like a real scenario, And he's just like, I literally, this is my high school experience, and I don't want to re-experience that, so I'm not gonna
Yeah,
finish it. I'm like, fair, because like, I'm not gonna be well, why the fuck not, dude? I'm a straight guy. I can read about the experiences. I have never internalized them because I'm not a gay person. But like, with Marquis, he's just like, and listen, I'd rather not relive those again. Maybe I'll visit it later down the line, but like right now, nada.
yeah. As for me, Blue Flag, it's like when I was saying like Nagatoro is the one. Like,
Mhm.
nah, dude, Blue Flag is
Blue Flag
what
is the one.
it's
that guy.
literally. It's
I literally finished it in like what 2 days when you recommended it to me. I'm like, all right, I'll pick it up, and I was like, I cannot put this down.
Oh, my bad.
Whoa, bagels.
Yeah, bagels. There we go. Yeah.
No, no, it's still on the bagels. Still, still on the bagels.
Not on the stream.
Um, on the
Oh,
Discord.
for you.
Oh,
Gotcha.
oh okay. Never mind.
Go live.
Sorry, stream.
JJ, this one I wanted to see. What? Why?
Berserk.
Why Berserk?
I own a lot of these. I can't own Cyberpunk because Netflix and streaming, but Berserk, man. So, as many people know, Mura passed away about 3 years ago, and then he left us with the final 2 pages that you see on screen. He died before he could complete the story, but I feel this is a good ending to Berserk. Like, if we never got any more chapters after this, like what they're doing now, not to say that what they're doing now is even bad. I actually really like the new chapters and stuff. But in a world where we never see the masterpiece of Berserk finished, I would still feel so complete by this ending alone. Like, just that final panel is just fucking it speaks volumes, you know. It's just even Guts' reaction to seeing Griffith again and everything. It's just like all this anger and frustration, and Guts finally becoming the person that he is. And instead of lunging forward immediately, he's just looking at a version of Griffith that he's known and just standing there in awe as literally like, let me read the lines. Hold on. It's so, oh god, it's so good. The last piece of dialogue is really good too. Hold on.
Yeah.
Turn to it real quick. Pardon my botched reading.
We also talked about this on stream too before this ending.
The ending is, I was dreaming on nights on the full moon. I'd become a small child and find myself embraced by nostalgic warmth. But when I wake from the dream, all that remains is a faint sense of loneliness. That too soon fades away, along with a single tear like morning dew. How the fuck, like, that line alone summarizes Guts' whole fucking journey. Like, it's he's chasing the warmth of nostalgia of the band of the Hawk, and all it ends for him in this life is tears because he's still chasing that vengeance. Like, and yeah, sure, this is me looking way into shit, sure, but that's how I interpret it. If it were to end that way, and it's beautiful. That it's especially beautiful when Peter's pulling up files in front of this gorgeous artwork. I especially love that part.
Yeah, it's my favorite part too.
Like, Miura's like, listen, on Anime on the Rocks. No, but like, I just, if it ended this way, it's perfect. I'm liking the stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah.
And again, we talked a lot about Berserk when we did our Berserk episode, but I just like it didn't click to me like it did to you until later. Like, on that live stream, you were like, when I saw that last image, I was like, that's fucking awesome. And I was like, at that moment, I was like, yeah, but there's still more. And I've read more and I like more. But then revisiting this panel, revisiting this chapter and stuff, it's just like, oh, like, it just takes on a new kind of hit, a new kind of feeling toward it. It's almost like he knew this was
his last chapter.
He was coming to an end. This is his last, so let me end on like the best 2 pages of a manga ever, because Berserk is the best manga ever. Like, it's just so, it'll never be topped, I think. Like, even if they do like an adaptation of this anime, which I hope they never do because they never do it right, but like, if they ever were to get this far, if they ended it on here, I wouldn't complain.
Dude, because like, it's just like, we've talked about it before, but I'll reiterate it. This is the bet. Like, to end on a cliffhanger like this is crazy. it's poetic and insane.
And you still feel cathartic over it, though. It's not like, oh, but what? It's like, this is about Guts' journey, you know? And if it were to end this way, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'd love to see what they're gonna do with it, because you're right. Like, the rest has been good so far, but
Mhm.
we'll see, man. Because this is it. This is
Yeah.
what was left by the mangaka, and to see
Mhm.
what a way to end it. Like, it totally is like it feels like a prank, like, in a way, but it's just reality, you know.
Yeah.
Just he unfortunately passed away, and he died on a
And
really big
yeah,
cliffhanger.
and he will never see his work finished, which is tragic ending to the author and a tragic ending to the story if it were to end off that way.
And who knows, like, it could very well be, the ending isn't well made, and we're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Because who knows if it would ever have been good, because he left notes, but we'll see if
Yeah.
the person who took on the project continues it the way that it deserves an ending. But we'll see.
And again, so far it's been good. Art's been good too. So
Yeah, nothing's
it's
been
not like
lapsed. Nothing's
yeah.
been lapsed. So
Yeah.
JJ, those are our
Yeah.
endings. What do you have to say about endings to end this stream?
Dude, I fucking hate endings, dog.
It's not about saying goodbye. It's about saying see you later, alligator.
Wow.
Yeah. No, thank you guys for watching the stream. We appreciate you guys watching this. When we talk about endings a lot, me and JJ, we talk about all this stuff a lot, and it's good to talk about endings finally. But check us out next week. Do I know what we'll talk about? Maybe the Joker. Maybe
I've heard not so great things about it.
Mr.
So I'm very
McMahon.
excited.
We both watched that, so maybe we could talk about Mr.
Oh,
McMahon.
did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
We should do a stream about that.
Yeah, we can talk about
I
that.
have a feeling with all the reviews of Joker 2, we can maybe mention it at the beginning, but I want to talk about Mr. McMahon. It was really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you